Hello, I am Tushar. I am a data talent employee and I mostly work on Apex. So I have been working in Apex for the last 3 years. Even Apex became an open source project, and currently I'm working on mostly the core engine part of Apex. Right? So today's talk is about comparison of Apache Apex with the Storm. I think because this is the one of the question that we get asked a lot of time. How do you compare with a particular technology, say Storm, Flink, or Spark? Right? So we have. So this talk is about the similarities and the differences between the two platform thing. And if you want to convert your Storm job to Apex, how you can do that? So we will start with the Storm concept and the Apex concept, and they'll do their feature comparison and the uh, what how they are different and how they are different, and then operability comparisons. Like when you actually run the app, what kind of issues you can have, and like how different platform deals with it. Kind of thing. So, so basically, Apex and Storms falls into the type of engine which is called the native streaming, because they process data one data item at a time instead of grouping the data. So there are currently three types of systems. One is the batch systems, which considers whole data as a single unit, performs the operations, store the results. The other type of systems is the micro batching, which is something like Spark Streaming provides, where you group some set of events, say which appear during 1 second or some small amount of time, and then process that as a batch. The other kind of engine is like the streaming engine, where you process one data item at a time, one data tuple at a time. So Storm and Apex are basically falls into the same category, right? And then process one data at a time. So what is Apex? I'm sure you might have attended the first talk which explained you about Apex, right? But like, at the high level, it's like uh, a runtime engine for executing the pipeline jobs, right? Like distributed pipeline job. It's highly scalable. Like we have tested it. Uh, we have achieved a billion records per second on our cluster. It's highly performant, fault tolerant. Like user don't have to do any special coding to get the fault tolerance. The engine will provide it out of the box. It's stateful, so it guarantees that no state is lost. So like if you are counting some data item and node goes down and then comes back up, uh, Apex makes sure that it will restore the last known count for you, and it won't do the double counting because you will be replaying some data again. So it won't do the double counting. It will keep that, uh, and then it is Yarn native. It uses Yarn for resource negotiation and allocating resources on the cluster. See? So we didn't develop our own cluster management tool, uh, because Yarn is already very mature and we primarily focus on the Hadoop ecosystem. Right? But that is changing. Like the Mesos and the other technologies are on roadmap, right? And it's developer friendly. It has various APIs, the compositional APIs, the high level APIs for especially for data scientists who just want to quickly write something. But with the high level API, you lose the control, because you don't know what high level API will do, how much memory it will allocate for each operator and other thing. With the compositional API, like you can individually manage the deployment of the operator, configure them, configure the runtime aspect of it, and the debugging of them becomes easier with that. And it provides a ready-made library, a library of many operators. That is also a separate project, but under the Apache Apex, it's called Mallar. The Storm, if you compare with the Apex, it follows in a similar concept. Like they have a Nimbus, which is a master node, which takes care of distributing tasks among the worker nodes and assign tasks to the worker nodes, and then monitor the failures of the worker nodes or the task there. So in okay, So it is doing a lot of things. There is just single component sitting and is doing a lot of things. So it might limit the scale of a Storm job. The other is a supervisor which runs on each node on a Storm cluster, which takes the commands from the Nimbus, like which how many workers to deploy, which tasks to deploy on these nodes. The next one, the topology. The topology is the equivalent of the DAG in Apex, you can say. So in Storm terminology, your application is a topology. You specify what type of objects, like is the input port, like the input operator or the processing operator, and you connect it with the streams. And the spout is the input operator, and say, and the bolt is the processing operator. So the bolt can have any custom logic in that, mostly the business logic, which can do filtering, transform, or compute aggregations, joins. So if you compare the terminology, like they map one to one. Like the Nimbus becomes the Yarn resource manager, the supervisor becomes the node manager, which is running on the Yarn cluster. The topology is a DAG, the stream is the stream, the spout is the input operator, the bolt is any operator, and the worker becomes a Yarn container. So now we will go into the feature comparison of both, like Storm and Apex, like how they are similar and how they are different. The model is like both supports native streaming. The Storm has also added support for Trident, which is micro batching. We are native streaming. And the other thing is language. So Storm supports the application to be written in Java, or it also has a support to use any non-JVM supported languages. Apex primarily currently is Java, and Python support is in progress. So any JVM based language you can use currently, like the Scala or Python or JRuby. Like if it can run on JVM, you can put it in a part of Apex operator. The API side, the Storm support compositional. With the Trident, they support a declarative API. Declarative is kind of high level. You say like the Spark support, like .map, .flatmap, .filter kind of API. They have a SQL support available via Trident. On the Apex side also, we have the same support, like compositional API, high level API. The SQL supports to CalSat integration. So the SQL support of Storm and Apex is almost similar, but they are like limited in functionality. Locality, in Storm you don't get much control over how you want to deploy your operators. In Apex you can configure the various level of locality. Like you can say that I want my dist2 operator on a same thread, or in a same container, or on a same node, or on any node. So that one level of locality, like how the data when you pass one tuple from one operator to another operator. The other kind of locality we want maybe is, say you have a compute heavy operators, two compute heavy operators in your application, and you don't want to deploy them on a same machine because they will slow down the CPU. Like they will both will compete for a CPU and slow down your entire job. So you can tell Apex ki I don't want this two operator to be run on the same node because there is a conflict for this. Such kind of low level control is not there in Storm. So it helps you to optimize your job. Like you can club two operators in same same container, which one is running from say outside say Kafka, and other is doing some processing like parsing on it. Basically they both can fit together in the same container, as the reading is not CPU heavy, but this is the network bound, but parsing is CPU heavy, so both can work finely in the same instead of you putting them in a simple different container where data needs to flow over the network. The latency we have, like the Storm, the end-to-end latency is low and high in case of Trident, because Trident does a micro batching. So with the micro batching you are waiting for the other tuples to batch, right? With the Apex you have a very low latency. Like we have a customer which achieved end-to-end 2 millisecond of latency. Like their initial goal was 40 milliseconds, but they could do it in 2 milliseconds end-to-end for 99% of time. The throughput for the Storm job is limited in ACK mode. So when you run a Storm application, when you process a tuple, you need to tell that I have processed this tuple back to the ACK. Otherwise, what will happen if some in the pipeline, if you fail to process the tuple, and when you come back up, that tuple will be lost, like it won't be completely processed. So if you want that kind of functionality, you have to enable the ACK mode. But when you enable the ACK mode, like for every tuple you are doing some one additional hop to the ACK, in that I have processed that tuple, which limits the throughput for the job. In case of Apex, like we don't need that, where we demarcate the tuples by window boundaries, like start window and window. So we don't need an ACK, and we don't need basically any external synchronization, which makes it very fast. The partitioning support is like you can ability to set parallelism at worker, executor and task level. You can say that I want a particular bolt to be deployed in 3 workers, and I want the task parallelism say 8 for them. The on the Apex side, you also have a similar concept, like you can each operator can independently tell like how much instances I want, and how plus, but you get additional control about how they needs to be connected with respect to the downstream. It's like how the tuple needs to be shuffled between them, and you have a unifiers, like one operator is processing some data, and then that you partition that operator, and then that goes to the next operator. You need to combine those results from the previous partitions. So platform will automatically add a unifier to combine the data, or the unifier can be a custom also. In case of Storm, you don't have that functionality. You might need to write another bolt which does unification and send the correct result to the next one. And in the connector library, is counterpart of Mallar of Apex, but it's limited, and there is no single company which guarantees the performance for those operators. Like it's all open source. So in case of Apex, like DataTorrent has a certified operators which are tested for performance, fault tolerance, and so you can use them without any doubt in the mind, because most of the operators are also in the production. And one thing, like the Storm doesn't have a Beam runner supported. So Beam is a new framework, unified batch and stream processing framework introduced by Google. So Storm, I think their work is in progress, but currently it doesn't have the support. The Apex is there in the master branch of Beam, and it's supported. So let's go on the, so this is the benchmark that Yahoo did with the Storm. So when you, so on this side, it's not visible, but this side is the time taken, and this is the throughput. Like as you try to process more data, and if you enable the hacking, so your throughput, like your latency increases. So if you are processing a lot of data and you want the guarantee of checkpointing, and you don't want to lose the tuples, then you need to enable the ACK. But you enable the ACK, you are limited by like you have some SLAs requirement for a particular latency. You may not achieve it. And without ACK, it is fast, but that basically removes any guarantee about whether you have processed the tuple or not. And that guarantee is important for some of the application. Like you need to know exactly, you don't want to lose the data. So that comes to like we have come to the operability of this. So the state management. The state management is basically the example I took previously. Like you have a count, the number of tuples flowing through a DAG, and that count is a state. And once your operator goes down, comes back up. Now here the user needs to explicitly, in case of Storm, you need to explicitly write the counts to the external database periodically and load it back once it recovers from the failure. And also you are not sure whether you have counted correctly or not. They support checkpointed, but when you enable checkpointed, that means you are enabling ACK mode back, and then you again limit the scalability of your job. In case of Apex, the state management is built in natively in the operators. the platform will periodically take a checkpoint of an operator into HDFS, and the checkpoint is asynchronous. Like it doesn't block the processing of the operator. It only blocks for a small amount of time where the operator state needs to be saved onto the local file first. From there it will move to the HDFS or available on a distributed file system, because this operator can go down and the same instance can be started on a different machine. So we need the same state. That's why it need to be stored on a cluster storage. But that happens asynchronously, and basically user don't need to have to write a code to save the state, load it back, and make sure that it's consistent with the data. The recovery is automatic in case of Apex, and Apex uses the buffer server. So if the one operator goes down, you know that the tuples will get processed from that operator onwards to the downstream. In case of Storm, if one operator goes down, the tuple starts processing from the first operators. So there you need to again maintain state that I'm not doing any double counting or not. So it's complex in case complex to handle the recovery mechanism in Storm. The processing semantics, the Storm says like at least one exactly once, but it requires a user code and that might get complex. Here Apex provides end-to-end exactly once, and Apex has a ready-made tested operators which will guarantee exactly once. So user don't like the Mallar operators. You need exactly once mostly during the input side and the output side, and we have those exactly once operators. Like we were reading from a Kafka, we will send a Kafka tuple through the DAG in exactly one manner, and if you're writing to the output, like for the transactional systems, we will make sure that we are written it only one. So you don't have a double counting, that kind of a problems. Back pressure, like on case of Apex, we have automatic back pressure where the data goes into buffer server, and the buffer server has a limited memory. But if you are someone is slow, is not consuming fast enough from the buffer server will write that data onto the HDFS on the local disk, and but even the local disk it will not take a lot of space. It will try to then slow down the operator which is writing to the buffer server, and then that's cascaded till the input operators. So we get the back pressure automatically. In case of Storm, you have the similar concept, like you have the watermark on queue size, but then you need to manually set the queue size because there is no. If you set the wrong queue size, you might take a lot of memory. If you take a big queue size, you might take a lot of memory, or if you take a small queue size, you might stall for a lot of time, because one operator will fill the queue fast, another one will finish that. There will be some idle time in between, so your throughput will be limited. The elasticity, the Storm documentation says that you can scale your job from the Storm CLI, but it doesn't allow you to scale the task. Like you decided that I am doing heavy computation and I want 10 tasks for it, but your load has increased. Now you want to have 15 tasks for it. You cannot change the number of tasks. You can change the number of workers, which is like you can change the number of processes. Like previously, say 2 processes were running those 10 tasks. Now you can say I want 3 processes running those 10 tasks. That can be done, but not like I want to increase the number of tasks to 20 and I want 6 processes to take care of that. It can be done. In case of Apex, we support a full dynamic elasticity. Like you can have a user code which monitors the stats, and then it scales the DAG, scale out or scale in the DAG accordingly. So we will be covering that in some session. And the another feature is dynamic topology. Like you have 4 operators in a DAG, and you decide to add one more operator. Say you have you are processing Twitter streams, and you are doing sentiment analysis, and you initially develop one DAG with one algorithm. Now you want to parallelly use with a different algorithm. Then you have to stop the job, change your code, and deploy it again. In case of Storm, in Apex, you can if the new algorithm is part of your jar, you can dynamically change the current running DAG, saying that the Twitter input data, you can pass it to two different operators with two different algorithms, and then so that type of functionality is available for Apex. Security both supports Kerberos, multi-tenancy. Uh, we have multi-tenancy support through Yarn, and the other cluster managers are in progress, I think. Okay. And in DevOps tool, the Storm has a REST API and a basic UI. On side of Apex, we also have a REST API. Like if you want your own monitoring tool to listen to this REST API and take some decision, we have those. Plus, we have an advanced API where we can do a lot of complex things, like we can set an alert and other things from that. Okay. So I think with that, like at a basic comparison of Storm versus Apex. So if you want any help to move your Storms up to Apex, you can contact us. Do you have any questions?